Making a welcome return to BBC television this month is Morph, one of the first iconic creations from the talents of Aardman Animations. Debuting in 1977 as an animated companion to presenter Tony Hart in a number of outings, Morph has remained a classic Aardman character whose recent revival through crowdfunding led to a brand new web series that ran over the course of 2014. Skwigly spoke to creator and Aardman co-founder Peter Lord to learn more about Morph's return.
There is something about him which is very, very attractive, I now realise. Apart from the fact he's good fun, that shape and the voice, it just gets to people, I observe. And I've always had this very fond memory of to me, the golden era, when we did these short sequences which were like a minute long or 90 seconds. It's a very sort of forgiving timescale because you don't have to go too far into, psychology and stuff like that. It's gag based. You think of a setup, you think of a situation, and then you think of all the fun you could have with that, and then you just try and craft it into a decent story. And that's a very lovely way of working because it's very free. It's easy, it's fun, it's free. Of course, it's not as simple as that anymore. It was like a mini production. It was still very light on its feet compared to most productions, but still it had, it did have storyboards, of course, it had animatics, digital cleanup, which is a great thing with Morph, because Morph has no skeleton inside him. He is just a lump of modelling clay, so he falls over a lot, and don't tell me what, but he's quite weak. Like his little arms they have got no wire in them, so he can't pick up anything. He can't hold anything out at arm's length because there's just no strength in the plasticine. So therefore, if he holds up a cake, he's always eating cakes, right? So if he gets the cake out, that looks good. You can't hold it up. So for this series, you can stick a rig in, and then paint it out, digital cleanup. There was lots of that, which is good, which is great. Writing a Morph script is very difficult, actually. Maybe because it's short, having said earlier it was easy, it's still, you've got to get the right shape, and it's got to work in mime. You can't use any words and so on. So it's quite difficult, but having the core idea is quite simple. So you could, for example, I'll tell you one that we didn't use actually in the end. Was somebody said, in fact, more than one person said, why not do like a jousting, like knights in armour jousting, and we thought, oh yeah, that'd be fun, because I always like the stories where there's a kind where the audience kind of knows the world and they have preconceptions, that then you can play on that. And so I thought, oh, that'll be fun. But in the end, we couldn't work out a good story from it. But we gave it quite a lot of thought. We sat down for a couple of hours, thinking we would. Kick around jousting for a long time, but couldn't come up with a nicely shaped story. And I must confess, there was a practical considerations too, because to joust, you have to come galloping along for quite a long time, and Morph's tabletop is sort of. It's expandable. It's very expandable, but still kind of defined, So it was hard to get someone to gallop towards you for a long period. Yeah. We decided we'd go the Kickstarter route. The older members of the team, because we didn't know Kickstarter really, didn't know what it felt like. We were saying, "Oh, can we do that? Can Aardman ask for money?" We said, isn't everyone going to say, "You guys are rich, you don't need our money"? And the younger members of the team said, no, that's not how Kickstarter works. People want to be involved. That's what they want to do. So we did it, and I was so happy with it. It's just not the money. I was happy with the money because it helped enormously. I was happy with just the relationship with the audience, which was unique, and great. It's spectacular. I loved it because you can make a blooming feature film that cost $40 million or something, and you don't meet your audience at all in a funny way. they're out there in the theatre, yes, God bless them, but you don't kind of meet them. And you don't get the involvement. But with the Kickstarter thing, you get this direct involvement with the couple of thousand people that wanted to get behind it. You can tweet with them and that kind of thing, and then you can get their ideas in, which we did for episodes. So I loved all that. It was great.